When you try something, it doesn't work, and you just keep trying over and over, and you're getting frustrated because it's still not working. Hi, I'm Terry Brock, and I want to talk with you about something that I went through this morning that you might be able to relate to. But first, beautiful day here, and I want to share this with you here in Orlando, Florida, as I look out over Universal Studio, and you can see Harry Potter's world there in the background, and the things all over there, the beautiful array that they have. But in the midst of all that, it's nice to sit down and just share some ideas that you have with friends. And so I want to share with you something that happened to me this morning. So here I was, I'm working hard, getting my morning stuff done, and I was working on my Spanish, which I'm doing right now. And here I walk over here where I'm working on it, and I sit down here on my little sofa, and I'm sitting here enjoying the Spanish that I'm working on. But there were a few words that just didn't quite work. You know, for me, I'm trying to remember them. I'm going through Fluent Forever, which is a tool that I'm using right now along with Duolingo, and it was getting frustrating. You know, we talk about the third time's the charm. You heard that one? Well, that's not always true. Sometimes third time is not a charm, and neither is the fourth or the fifth. And it was really, really tough. Because what really matters most is not that you did it a couple of times or three times or whatever. What matters in business, what matters in life, is results. Did you get the results? Did you execute and implement? Did you accomplish the goal? That's the key. And the third time is not always the charm. Sometimes it takes a little bit more. But then, at what point do you stop and you quit hitting your head against the wall? And learning a language, like I was studying Spanish, there were words that I had seen, I tried to remember, and I didn't remember. Well, what you got to do is you got to have what I call smart persistence. Smart persistence is the key. Stay with it, but do it in a smart way. If you're banging your head against a wall and you're just getting your head bloodied and bruised and it's not knocking the brick wall over, maybe you need to try a different approach there, Sparky. Hey, you got to try something that's going to work. Maybe instead of using your head, if you got to really blast through that, is the point to tear the wall down? Is the point to just get to the other side? Could you go over it? Could you go under it? Can you go around it? And what other options are available to you? You keep trying, and you're smart in your persistence. That's the key. And I think that's what we've got to do. Sometimes you also, part of that smart is you go, hey, we're just not going to tear that wall down, okay? Not going to happen, at least not right now. I might need to get some nitroglycerin, or I might need to get some whatever to blow the smithereens out of the thing, you know, or whatever. You've got to use smarts, and I think that's the key. And so I encourage you to persist. Stay with something, be persistent until you get results, and by the way, come up with creative ways to solve it. Speaking of which, on my Spanish, here's what I did. I took this old thing here called paper and pen. You remember that? Yeah. Paper and pen still works. And there's something that happens, by the way, when you write it down. You're using muscle memory in your writing. And so I made a list of a bunch of words here, wrote them down, and I practiced it a little bit more. And I find that by writing it down and hearing it and seeing it, I'm deploying all those modalities of hearing, seeing, feeling, all of that. And I got through it. And so I went through the list, and then I'm going to do that repetition. The repetition is the mother of learning. I studied Russian in undergraduate school, and they say, "Повторение мать учения." Repetition is the mother of learning. And that's the key. And so I went through this list, and by golly, I got it down. Eventually, didn't do it on the third or fourth time, but I eventually did it. And I hope that works for you too. Hey, I'm Terry Brock. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Please share this with others, and please follow this. If you're on Steemit, I would love to have you follow me. And if you feel so inclined, an upvote. We always have room for some more upvotes. And so looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you for joining me today.